moderated person can say. So if the person like be watching people commenting, they are saying like what's not supposed to be there, the person can kick
Okay.
someone out of the live.
But there's no moderator here.
So let's go right now.
All right. Happy New Year, everybody. Hope you all are having fun. Okay. It's been a while since we had this interactive session. So very quickly, I will be I'll be sharing. I'll be waiting for people to come online. Um I want to quickly say a very big thank you to everybody that has been working with us. I honestly don't take these for granted. Thank you very, 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 very much. And this is massive. It's a big year. It's a very good year. So I'll be waiting for some people to join us as we, talk about some important issues, rental crisis. A lot of things have happened in the course of even this 2025, which makes it, much more interesting. So, in case you are seeing this video, I want to say a very big thank you for everybody that has, been following us, for everybody that worked together with us. I want to say a very big thank you for most of our, listeners, our followers, our subscribers, and more importantly, our clients. Thank you. 2024 was a bigger year, and trust me, 2025 is going to be one of the biggest. So, um, please, we're waiting for people to come online. So, while I'm waiting for people to come online, of course, we're also going to have another live session. So I'll be playing music while I wait for people to join. All right. In case you're seeing this video, please give us a thumbs like, share, and let us have an exciting live session today. Okay, whether you are in Lagos, anywhere you are across the world. Yeah, so we're doing bigger things this year. I know it sounds a little bit unusual, but that's where we're going to run it this year. We're doing bigger things, by the grace of God. So please join us. Thank you very much, and of course, for those who may have questions, yes, I'll be taking your questions as well. It's going to be another interactive session. Of course, also I'll be going live on Facebook very soon. So for those who will, who has the desire to join us on Facebook, and of course you are free to do that. Okay, so you can also do that as well. Thank you very much. I appreciate this. For everybody joining, please do us almost just double tap like this video. Let's talk about rent. A lot of things happen in the course of the year, and also in this our 2025 that we just shouted, Happy New Year. A lot of unforeseen circumstances also happen, and we look forward to discuss this extensively and see what we can do, okay, to unravel these issues, okay, so that we can also find a lasting solution to this. All right. So do well to give us a thumbs like if you are coming in. So while I'm waiting, if I have 5 people join this live session, we start immediately. Okay, if you are 5, we start immediately. Of course, I'll also be going live very soon on Facebook. So for those who may not be very conversant with this, let's just quickly go to Facebook. Okay, I'll be sharing that as well, so we can join us. So if we have 2 or 3 people who is joining us, thank you very much Thank you very much. Thank you very much. If you are joining us, thank you very much. I'll be starting in the next 2 minutes, just sharing this for other people so that they can join us. Let's have. All right, I think we are good to start now. We're good to go. All right, so I'll be switching over now to some of our followers on Facebook. This is an interactive session. So we're going to just quickly give us like 5 minutes. If I have 4 or 5 people join us, um, we're going straight to the topic. Thank you very much for people joining us. Thank you. Thank you very much. I appreciate this. I appreciate this. Please, as you're joining, just give us double tap and give us a like so that we can have more people, okay, to be part of this. Okay, so let's look at this. All right, thank you. I think. All right, we have people joining. Okay, thank you very much. I have people joining too, so we're going straight into it. Okay, we spent 6 minutes already, so there is really nothing to hold on again for. All right, so all right. Thank you very much. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. This is I'm starting by saying happy new year to all of us, real estate investors, our subscribers. I appreciate everything you have been doing. I appreciate everybody. For those who have also been following us, I want to say a very happy new year to you guys. This we pray that God blesses every one of us this year. All our desires, okay, will be granted this year. For everybody that has also been working, with us, I also want to say a very big thank you. Yesterday, I was discussing something very important, but due to some, circumstances that were obviously above, my power, I had to go offline, and I'm glad I'm back. So very quickly, before I go into today's topic, I would like to conclude what I started yesterday. And okay, so I want people to join us on this live session. I want people to be part of this, and let's talk extensively on the rental crisis, okay, that we have in Lagos, Nigeria. And of course, I believe many of us saw the video of the activists themselves in the person of very dark man, who was appealing to Lagos landlords that they should try as much as possible to be in tune with the reality of what is going on. And he pleaded, with Lagos landlord that this is not, the best time, okay, for rents, to be increased. And it's a tough, it's been a tough 2024. A lot of people, have been affected. There are a lot of things that have happened, in the course of the year. And you will agree with me that many people, have a larger share of this. Thank you very much. And of course, in this course of this live session, if you have a question or any other observation, if I'm unable, okay, to respond to some of these your questions, I can assure you that I'm going to privately inbox you and then respond to your questions. And if you have other inquiries, our numbers are on this on our social media. You can also send us a message on WhatsApp, if in case you have not gotten, or if I'm unable to respond to some of them because of our time. Once again, I want to say a very big thank you to everybody that have been following us. So let's talk about the rental crisis. What exactly is going on in Lagos? What exactly is the hope of Lagos residents? What exactly should we anticipate, in this 2025? And I'm going to start this. As at yesterday, I got a call from one of our clients, okay, that we helped, in securing a house in Abrabade. So it was it was a self-contained And for some of us who might be wondering what exactly is self-contained. Self-contained are apartments that where the kitchen, the bathroom, the bedroom are all in the same. So it's a self-contained. Okay, is way different from a mini flat. A mini flat, you have your sitting room and you have your one room, but this was a self-contained. And as this particular person was, shouting Happy New Year, surprisingly to him, uh, on the 2nd of January, he got an alert, he got a notification, from his landlord, saying that his house rent has been increased from 750,000 to 1.4 million. And this was came as a big shock, a huge, surprise for so many people. No one foresaw this, no one expected this, and I can assure you that this is not going to be the only situations. We are going to have numerous, because I foresaw that there will be numerous increase of rent in the course of the new year. A lot of real estate, a lot of landlords have given justification for the increase of pricing. And of course, for some of us that saw the video of Mr. Bond, Duru Bond, who was responding to a tweet of some Nigerians who were saying that people should stop building apartments in Lagos, that it will take them a number of years. That was also another controversial topic, that dominated the Twitter space, I think late last year. And this obviously has also called for major concerns, more importantly, among Lagos real estate developers. And they've been a major obstacle and a major concern for real estate investors. So why do we have increasing rents in Lagos? Why do Lagos landlords increase their rents even without any form of notification or even without any form of justification? Now, you will understand with me that Lagos basically, apart from the fact that Lagos is the commercial, life bone, or the life of the commercial heart of the federation, everybody wants to take and reside in Lagos. I'm going to be doing a video in one of my recorded video where I'll be talking about how people are living, their flats, and they are taking shelters in wooden houses. Why people are moving from, well-structured apartments, and they are taking refuge in slums. So my team and I are working on a video like that, and we are going to be sharing it very soon. And that is why it is very important that you are part and parcel of what we are doing here, either on King's Court TV, if you're on YouTube, or of course on Facebook. I use my profile name Adejare Ademola Oluwatoyin. So you have to be part of us. You have to subscribe, and of course you have to tell people what we are doing. So what exactly are the major reasons, okay, for increased rents in Lagos, and what exactly will now be the fate, okay, of tenants that are residing in Lagos? A lot of people have asked me that what exactly are the government doing, okay, to ensure that all these circumstances, does not happen repeatedly. And I can tell you vividly, okay, that I can tell you repeatedly, okay, that with all these circumstances that have been happening in Lagos, I don't think that there will be government regulations anytime soon. And of course, I was speaking with a real estate investor a while ago, and we're having, an interactive session. And the man was, he wanted to, we are looking forward towards a project he wanted to invest in. And one of the things he told me basically was that, how come we have all these prices and what is to go? So let's go to the main content. Why do we have rental crisis in Lagos? The first thing basically is due to the fact that the inflation is the bedrock okay, of everything that is happening in the country. Inflation plays a significant role, or inflation is a major contributor to some of the crises, whether it is housing crisis, whether it is rental crisis that we're having in Lagos. And a lot of people have said to me, repeatedly that, okay, how can I be having rental crisis, okay, when all these, circumstances have been happening? What exactly, are the conditions and circumstances for some of these things? And one of the things I would say, okay, that I would explain vividly is due to the fact that as long as inflation is not checked, as long as government is not responding to some things, as long as real estate developers or people who are in the construction sectors are not buying building materials cheap, all these circumstances will continue, to prevail and happen almost all the time. So what must you now do to not to be affected? Now, if you are a tenant in Lagos, um, be rest assured that the rental market in Lagos as 2025, in 2026 there's going to be another increase. Now, I'm not a prophet of doom, but I'm just trying to open you to the obvious reality of the situations and circumstances in Lagos, Nigeria. For some of real estate investors who have probably, okay, draw the line, some said Lagos properties are overpriced, Lagos properties are too expensive. Many people are saying, I'm not interested, in investing in Nigeria. The economy is this, the economy is that. I would say basically that if you are not investing in Lagos, you are making one of the wrongest, pardon me, I said best, investment decisions. Why? The first thing you need to understand is that as long as the Lagos real estate market is not regulated, price increase will definitely be inevitable. As long as inflation begins to grow uncontrollably, rental value will continue to skyrocket. As long as the population of Lagos begins to increase. Now, statistics actually reveal to us that we have just 20 million people in Lagos. Realistically, we know that even Lagos State's Bureau of Statistics cannot even give an actual estimate or an actual record of people that are immigrating and, of course, emigrating out of Lagos. So, as long as there is population, now, the consequences of population increase can be divided into two. The first consequences is that there will be burden on the existing housing crisis. Whether we like it or not, there is an existing housing crisis. Now, like the reference I gave, that one of our investor that got a notification from his landlord that his rent was increased from 750,000 to 1.4 million. I can assure you that peradventure, okay, if this particular person is unable, okay, to meet up with that rental demands, I can assure you there are more than 5 to 6 persons who are waiting for him not to have the financial capacity, okay, to afford that rent and move out. I can assure you that if the guy leaves his house, if the man leaves his house in, let's say, in the next 24 hours, in the next 48 hours, you will see 5 or 6 or 7 people who are actually fighting hard to get that same apartment. The amazing thing basically is that it's a self-contained. A self-contained is a house where the sitting room, the kitchen, is there even a sitting room is self-contained, where the kitchen, okay, the bedroom, the toilet are in the same place. And despite the fact that people are trying to survive once the guy leaves this place, so it's more or less like there is pressure on the available properties that we have in Lagos. There is no, reduce that thing, there is no available housing to contain the growing population in Lagos. And that is why landlords at their own free will, okay, can wake up and decide that they want to increase the rent. And they're doing this knowing fully well that the moment you say, no, I cannot pay, there are several 5, 6, 8, 10 persons who are on the queue waiting to take your apartments. This is actually the true nature of how things are. So as long as there is increasing population, increasing urbanization, as long as all the major businesses, the factories, the free trade zone, the airport, and other employment opportunities, as long as all these things are saturated in Lagos, there will be burden on what? On the housing crisis. And that is why we're having rental crisis in Lagos, Nigeria. A lot of people today will be forced to leave their house simply because they cannot afford the new rent. And I said I'll be doing a video, okay, when I'll be talking about housing crisis, why we have, there are a couple of some people, okay, who are leaving their houses to take shelter in wooden houses. Where, let me use this word, Paco houses. There are people who are now moving from urban places to slums, and that is the situation. Now, what do we need to do? Because the truth of the matter is, it has now become clear. The reality is now dawned upon all of us that right now, even private developers right now cannot, solve the problem. Cannot solve the problem of housing deficits in Lagos. Now, as a real estate investor, as an enthusiast, what must you now do, okay, to resolve this? Now, if you have a property in Lagos, whether it is house, whether it is land, whether it is anything, this is not the best time, okay, to ever consider on selling. I know most of us have gotten different narratives of what is going on in Lagos. People paint different perceptions and people try as much as you can. There was a video I saw on Instagram yesterday where a particular guy was giving, an estimate of people of a particular apartment he checked in Lekki, and when he did a sum total of what he's supposed to pay on service charges, and everything was almost 8 million. And he was amazed that 8 million plus the house rent or the purchase of the house, how are people able to afford this? The guy was saying it that, is it not better for me, okay, for me to probably, do you understand, leave that place and go to a place that is much more affordable? That is still the same thing we are saying. As long as the wealth of Nigeria, as long as the 60% of the wealth of Nigeria is concentrated in Lagos, there will be housing and rental crisis. And this is why it is very important if you have not invested in Lagos. Now, when we talk about investing in Lagos, from the conversation I've had with some diasporan investors, I have come to realize that many of our diasporan brothers, sisters, fathers, and mothers are still getting it wrongly when it comes to investing in Lagos. Now, there are different ways that for all this housing crisis that we're having in Lagos, it is an opportunity for you watching me, whether you are in Nigeria or you are in diaspora, to make money. Let me tell you what happened during this past festive season. Now, during the festive season that just went a few weeks ago, we got the available shortlets that we have. Find a way to partner with other shortlet service providers. Even as at that, some people lodged as far as, I would say, beggar axis of Lagos. So shortlet was totally booked. I also saw a video of someone that was interviewed, okay, in Arise TV. I think the person is in the tourism. I don't know if the person is the minister. And this particular woman said they have a shortlet booking in Victoria, somewhere around Victoria Island, for 680,000 per night. And the woman said, as at October, all the rooms were fully booked. As at October. And I remember Dr. Abati, the presenter, said 680,000. The woman said yes, as at that time 680,000, and it was booked. Also, an esteemed colleague of mine also gave a prediction that as at 2050, most of the landlords in Lagos will start converting their houses to shortlets, because what happened in the festive period is an eye opener that with the rate at which Lagos is urbanizing, if by the end of 2025, 2026, you don't have either a land or a house, okay, that you can say it is mine, it is becoming more clearer that the middle class may not be able to afford Lagos as at 2028, 2030, and 2040. Why? Because of the rapid urbanization and increasing population. So this is the reality of the housing. Now, as at yesterday, I was working with a real estate investor. We're trying to see the kind of property he could afford. And so he gave me his preference, Adesoya, and by the time I drove to the point that I don't even know how to relate back to the man that what I saw was times 10 of his budget. And what is happening? One of the advantages that the early investors, people who keyed in Lagos, are enjoying today, okay, is due to the fact that there is no price regulation in Lagos. Now, how can we explain the fact, or what justification can I tell you as an investor that 2-bedroom apartment in Lekki is selling for 140 million? What is the justification for that price? Or how can I come to you and tell you that for you to get 2-bedroom in Surulere, Ikeja, Antoni, you are paying 85 million for 2-bedroom apartment? What is the justification when I will tell you, when I have to come and tell you that there are some set of developers that are selling 2-bedroom? It's apartment too. It's not duplex. It's not maisonette. I'm talking about 2-bedroom apartment, and you are paying 60 million if you are buying in the Lekki scheme 2 or Babramade axis. In fact, there's a developer that is even selling for 72 million in somewhere in Abramadesanya and also in Songotedu. So the question is, what exactly is the justification for these prices? What exactly is the issue? What exactly is the issue? So this is my advice to every diasporan. If you have not invested in Lagos, don't wait until the end of this year, because the way the Lagos state rental market works is that there is no regulation. Now, for those who have invested earlier, for the industry not to be regulated is an added advantage to you if you have bought property in Lagos. So your your perception should be, how can I contribute? How can I solve the problem of this increased housing deficit in Lagos? What can I do with my property that I can help to salvage this situation? Because whether I like it or not, the situation is very, very tensed. And the reality now is that we honestly cannot predict what is going to happen 2026, 2028, 2030, 2050. We honestly cannot predict. God spare our lives for those times, because it's God that owns our life anyway. So what should you now do? The best thing you need to start doing basically is that you need to change your investment focus and investment goals. Now, I've said it before and I'm going to say it again. When you are making investment decisions, you make investment decisions according to the present realities of what is happening as at that time. When I talk about investing, your orientation for investing should change, and your investment should reflect what the certain circumstances of that time is reflecting. What do I mean by that? If I am to be in your shoes, in one of our videos, I talked about the reasons why you should have a real estate investment portfolio. I said that if you are building, for some of us who still have the intention of getting good return on investment, or living on some of the investments we've done in Lagos and other parts of the state, it is very important that you do this by creating an investment portfolio. And what should your investment portfolio reflect? You should have some amount of properties that can give you rent. When I talk about rent right now is that there's been a lot of innovative ideas in Lagos right now. What we used to know basically is that we usually have people, okay, who earn rental income annually. Now, there's this innovative ideas where you can earn rent monthly, you can earn rent weekly, you can even earn rent even daily. So a lot of transformation is happening, and this is why your investment must go in accordance to the present realities, because if it doesn't, you will, okay, be making a grave and avoidable mistakes. So what should you now do as a real estate investor? Number one, focus more on rental properties. Focus more on rental properties. For some of us that have bought Epe, bush, I think you should close that chapter of that investment now and focus on rental properties. Number two, start cultivating the idea of going into short-let rentals. Now, what many real estate investors don't understand is that if you own a short-let apartment today, if you own a short-let listing today, anywhere you are across the world, you don't have to be in Nigeria for you to manage and do your short-let all by yourself. If you're in Nigeria and you want to do that, all well and good. There are real estate development companies who will help you acquire your company. Some will even go as far, okay, as renovating and beautifying your short-let. They help you rent, they help you manage, they help you do maintenance, and they meet your short-let return on your apartment on a daily basis. So that is the transformation. So there are a lot of people in this our present Lagos who are earning 500,000 naira monthly on their one-bedroom apartment short-let. There are those earning 1 million naira on their two-bedroom apartment short-let in this our present Lagos. So people are getting paid and they are not even in the country. So you should start looking at that. And the third thing you should also do basically is that don't wait. Now, the present reality of what is happening, not only in Lagos right now, is that the situation may get very, very intense, okay, that people may not be able to afford Lagos anymore. That is the present reality. I am not a bearer of bad news, but this is just the reality of what is going on in Lagos. Rolling acquire 3-bedroom terrace 2 years ago in Abramade Sonya for 38 million. And as at last year, it increased to 59 million. And as I'm talking to you right now, in that same axis for 62 million. And as I'm talking to you right now, once it gets to the 10th of January 2025, that same 2-bedroom that is selling, I said 2-bedroom, that 3-bedroom terrace that is selling for 62 will sell for 65. That is the obvious reality of what is happening in Lagos. So it is very important that we explain this so that we can have an accurate understanding of what. So if you are saying I'm comfortable where I am and I'm not investing in Lagos, you are making an error that can prove to be costly, because with the way the Lagos state real estate is going, it will get to a point whereby Lagos will be for the 1% of the 1%. Now, if you look at the history of real estate, if you look at the history of development, if you look at the history of infrastructure, you will understand that everybody that have been in helm of affairs in Lagos State have always been concentrating on infrastructure. So there are a lot of controversies concerning the Lagos-Calabar Coastal Road. This is not political talk show, I'm not interested, but there's a road right now that has been constructed that is linking Victoria Island and it may get to Calabar. Now, the consequences of that road right now is that the prices of property within those axes, I'm talking about houses that they don't even have good housing structure, the prices have gone way, way beyond the roof. So the lesson basically right now, if you're a real estate investor who is watching this live video, is that what you start doing is that in this remaining period of January, you should start scouting for what you can afford and you own your own portion of Lagos before it becomes extremely expensive. So that is how you should take advantage of the Lagos rental market. That is how, because you see, I can assure you that it ain't gonna get easy. Everybody that owns land now in Lagos, wherever you are across the world, you are equivalently similar to the worth of your property. Let's say, for instance, you own a property that is worth 10 million. I can assure you that before the end of this year, the property can even worth much more. That is the secret. So the housing crisis, and that is why a lot of people are now beginning to go towards the boundaries of Lagos. You will see a lot of people going to the Epe Ijebode axis. A lot of people are going to the Imota Shagamu axis. A lot of people are investing in Mwe. A lot of people are investing in other, boundaries of Lagos. Now, the consequences of this is that as the population begins to increase, all these neighboring towns will begin to feel the influence and the impact of all these infrastructures. Because I know some couple of people who reside in Mwe and they work in Alausa Ikeja Secretariat. How they've been able to convey themselves, that I cannot explain. And a lot of people are also going towards Ogun State, and a lot of people are going towards Ibadan. Now, when it comes to investing in Ibadan, I have a lot of reservations for that. Okay? And I'll be talking more about the Ibadan real estate, industry, maybe in other subsequent videos. But I just want us to understand that this is the present reality. Is Ibadan a good location? Wonderful. But if you are investing in Ibadan, then I think there are some locations you should prioritize. You should prioritize. So these are the obvious reality. So in case you're joining this live again, thank you for joining us. Please just give us a double tap, like this video, so that we can have more coverage and then more people join us. So that is the present reality, okay, of the Lagos housing crisis that we have today. So if you're an investor, now a lot of people have been asking several questions. I came in contact with a very friend of mine that has been in the United States. He's a lecturer, I think, a student lecturer, I don't know. And he said that I'm having fun in the US. There's insurance, there's this, there's that. And he said, it has never occurred to me, okay, that I should invest back home. And after having this conversation with this particular friend of mine, I said something. I said, are you aware that Donald Trump is the newly elected president of the US? He said he knows. And I told him that as a smart real estate investor, as a smart Nigerians, kudos to every Nigerians in diaspora. We have Nigerians, doctors across the world. Nigerians are very energetic. I'm proud being a Nigerian, and I celebrate all my Nigerians people across the world. Nigerians people are very, very industrial. They are very, very hardworking. Nigerian people they are focused, they are energetic, and they are contributing, significantly to every sectors of the global economy. I celebrate every Nigerians, but please, this is my plea to every Nigerians watching this video. Think about a particular time in your life where you may not have that strength to do those energetic work. Think about a particular time in your life where the weather will not match your health anymore. Think a particular time in your life, okay, when your livelihood, okay, will be sustained by the investment decision you are making now. So investment is not just because of the now, it's because of the future. Regardless of what you are benefiting abroad or what you might have abroad, congratulations to you. I anointing because of that. But think of a particular day where you will have to rely on your investment in diaspora, and that's in Nigeria, to live the life of your dream even after retirement. And there's no, when you look at other nations of the world, you will agree with me, with this present rate of inflation, with this present rate of political instability, with world global order that is changing from time to time, you will agree with me that it is better to lay your hands on what you can get now, that you still have the strength and the energy to do the works you are doing now. And that is why it is very important you start investing. So for you to get the best, for you to get the most important thing out of the Nigeria, see, no matter how harsh the economy of Nigeria will be. I met a white guy, an Indian, who was working in the Dangote refinery. I was doing my early morning workout in the Beachwood axis, and the guy actually said he has seen some of my videos and he appreciated the work that I do, just like many of you are doing that. I appreciate that. Thank you. And the man said something that he understands that there are sometimes the situation becomes very critical and people may have to leave in search of greener pasture. But he said something that I will never forget. He said, forget it. There is money in this country. This was an Indian guy. There was an Indian guy. We had a conversation, and he said something that is so remarkable that I can never forget. In Nigeria, he has acquired 1 or 2 properties. He said he's not he didn't acquire it because he wanted to stay there. He said he acquired it because of the fact that it is only in Nigeria you can buy a property for 25 million, and in less than 1 year you can sell it for 80, 90 million, and nobody will sue you to court. So he said he just acquired it. He's an Indian. He said Nigerians don't know the worth of the resources, only for the fact that the political situation is a little bit tense. A lot of people are not getting the best, and I understand when people have to work, but if you are thinking long term, regardless of what you might be enjoying wherever you are, the truth is no place like home. Forget the issue of insecurity and the likes. I understand your life, your safety is very, very important, but it's very important to have something. Now, if you're having something in Nigeria, I've done some couple of videos where I've talked extensively on safety precautions you have to take if you're investing. I've talked about investment red flag. I've talked about why some project fails. I've talked extensively about red flags that real estate investors need to work with. So we have comfortably put in a lot of hard work, a lot of research, so that we can guide your investment, regardless of what you are enjoying in the diaspora. It is very important to have something back home. And before investing in Lagos becomes way beyond the budget or the affordability of some of our people over there, the prices you are seeing now. I was at Abramadeson. I was interacting with some real estate developers, and they told me what is coming. You know, for a real estate developer to sit you down and tell and say that even them themselves that they are building houses, they said they are not using the entire land to build houses. That was what the guy said. He said, me, I will now have like, maybe I have like 2-3 acres. I will now use the 3 acres to build houses finish. And when this place now becomes 200 million in the future, 300 million in the future, he said, what will now become my own portion? This is coming from a real estate developer. Somebody that is building a house that is selling. It's coming from a real estate developer. So it shows basically that regardless of what is going to see, even if you are not coming to Nigeria 5, 6, 7 years, just buy and keep. Now, somebody actually raised a major concern. I was speaking with a diasporan who said she has a house somewhere in the Ikorodu axis of Lagos, and she told me that she has like 3 troubled tenants who have been staying in that house for the past 3 years, and they've not been remitting her rent. They've not been paying. And one of the things she said discouraged her from investing more was due to the fact that she did not find anybody that can help her. Now, there are solutions to this. Now, the reason why a house owner or a landlord can be having issues is that it has gotten to a point that when you build your house, you have your own structure, it is not compulsory for you to manage your apartment by yourself. There are property management companies that have lawyers who is going to help force eviction of a stubborn tenant, those who will maintain your house, those who will ensure that it's paid as a due, those who will communicate your intention, you know, of your tenant or of you to your tenant. There's an advanced system whereby you don't even need to show up in that house at all. And the truth is, your house will be properly managed. So there are facility management companies. There are some companies that can, you know, give you lawyers that will ensure that your property is managed to the best of the best. So what you must now do basically is that you should try as much as you can, okay, to do what? To take part. Whether you are coming in anytime soon, whether you are not coming anytime soon, ensure. Now, the reason why some real estate development companies today are doing what we call shakara is due to the fact that many of these guys are fully aware of what is coming to Lagos. Many of them knows that in the next 5 years, some part of Lagos will be for the 1% of the 1%. And that is why it is very important, okay, for real estate investors to understand, especially if you are in Nigerian, if you are business like minded, if you want to get the best out of your investment today, don't wait to own something in Lagos. I'm not saying you should not invest. I'm not saying Ibadan is not good though. Ibadan is good, awesome. Abeokuta is good, awesome. What else? Mowe is fantastic. Ikorodu is fantastic. However, if you really want to get the best out of your Lagos property investment, you have to start doing it now. How can I explain that in Ibeju Lekki here, 2-bedroom is selling for 50 million? Ibeju Lekki. How can I explain that in Bogije, they're already selling 3-bedroom terrace duplex for 75 million? And a lot of people have been saying there is no regulation. Yes, there is no regulation. We are not disputing the fact that there is no regulation. But the thing is that for as many people who have waited for this, circumstances to reduce, it won't. It won't. Real estate developers are the one building, spending money, and obviously nobody wants to do business to lose. So the situation is going to get intense. So what you must now do now is that basically, if you cannot afford to buy property outrightly, like pay maybe between 1 or 3 months, there are still some reputable real estate development companies that are offering off-plan projects. So you can key in. You can key in. The only thing that I would suggest you do before you key into any of these projects basically is that, let me also say this, there is no longer cheap properties in Lagos. This is an obvious reality. There is no 2-bedroom of 6 million, 2-bedroom of 12 million, 2-bedroom of 15 million, even 2-bedroom of 30 million. That's the obvious reality. There is no cheap property in Lagos. And I can assure you that the situation may even get much more intense. And this is why you need to take advantage of the situation now. So you can look for a development company that has a track record. We can help you do that. Because when it comes to off-plan, with the present economic situation, I can tell you that there is no time we have been more careful than the period of late last year and even till date. Because we are in tune with the economic realities, we are in tune with some of the the challenges that some real estate companies are facing. And that is why it is very, very important that you work with us. I've said it before. You work with, so if you have been following me, I'm not this kind of person that bombards your feeds with all properties. If I tell you the amount of money we spend to go and check C of O, to go and check approval, to go and check layout, to go to Alaro, to check survey, to check this. So sometimes if we are doing a list of projects that we want to introduce to investors, by the time we are done, maybe out of 6, by the time we are done with our due diligence and fact findings, all those kind of things we are doing, at the end we'll find out that the only companies that is truly safe for investment, safe and profitable for investment, maybe 2, sometimes 3. So this is why we don't advertise everything to you people. We are aware of some of the circumstances, some of your unpleasant work schedules, the working condition, the shift you people took, and it will be very, very disheartening, okay, for us to recommend properties that government policies will take. And it's quite unfortunate that a whole lot of things are happening in Lagos, and we pay attention to this. So sometimes a lot of people will say, there was a particular time one particular real estate investor said, he told me that you are not even current. You are not advertising everything. And I told the man, I said, Ogami sir, hey, if you know what is going on in Lagos, it is in Lagos I know that some people have mind. If you see the way, some people will see a project coming and they'll go and buy land and they'll start building there. So it's in Lagos. So it is very important, okay, that you start taking advantage. If it is land in Lagos now, I said it in the live broadcast I had with the man of thoughts. I was thinking he would be here, but I think he's going to watch. There were some things I explained to him. Investing in Lagos. I talked about the kind of land you should buy in Lagos. And I said, you should focus on titles that start with either governor's consent, a C of O, a government allocation, a gazette, or an excision. So if you are buying landed properties in Lagos, what kind of land should I buy? You should buy a landed. For some of us who want to, a lot of people have had interactions with some investors who have told me that I want to buy my house and I want to build to my taste. If that is your intention, it is 100% fantastic. It's a good one. But if you are buying land, make sure your land has any of these titles: governor's consent, C of O, okay, government allocation, gazette, or excision. If the land you are buying in Lagos does not have any of these, Bikonu, my brothers and sisters in diaspora, leave those land for them, please. Now, if you must now buy houses, okay, what kind of houses you should buy, or what are those important documents you want to first of all check the title documents, the root title, whether it is excision, C of O, government allocation, and the likes. Then the next thing you also want to check, the building approval number. You want to ensure that is either the developer has gotten his building approval or is in the process of getting it. And if the developer is in the process of getting it, there's a file number that you will use, okay, to confirm if they have the building approval number. So these are some of the things that you should put into consideration as you are investing in Lagos. So try as much as you can to invest as soon as possible. So in case you might be looking at, okay, what can I invest? What are the opportunities? There are some that we have taken the pain, the expenses, and the stress to vet, and they are safe for investments. In case you might want to look at them, even if you're not investing immediately, you can send us a message on any of our social media. Please type my number +234. Admin, put my number there. For some of you might be interested, it's a WhatsApp enabled number, +234 802 132 730. It's all WhatsApp enabled. Then the next one, +234. So the number is going to, so +234 970 2695. +2, hold on, don't type, there's a mistake there. +234 913. Okay. +234 913 790 2695. That's so both numbers on WhatsApp. Even if you are not ready to do it almost immediately, you can send us. We can keep you aware. We can share the information. Then if your lawyer or any of your trusted person wants to verify, of course we are also going to make the document available for them. They can check and then make their own informed decision. So that is one of the things I will be discussing today. Also, by the special grace of God, we are also going to be having another live session on Sunday by 5 p.m. And I'm also going to be discussing the 2025 real estate market, the trends, as well as the opportunities. Also, that is going to be on Sunday. I specifically put it on the Sunday because I know that some of us that have been working, we might be back from work as at that time, 5 p.m. Nigerian time. We are going to be, of course, I'm going to be sharing the information there so that you can see it. You also want to make it so in this 2025 we are going to be having more of these live videos where we can contribute significantly give you update of what is happening in Lagos, what is happening in Ibadan, and of course, what is also happening in Abuja. And a lot of people have been asking me questions concerning Abuja. I honestly don't have much to say about that. All I can just say, basically, is that there's a question, please. All I can say basically is that you obviously want to be careful, and let's see how event is unfolding in Abuja. A lot of people have said what is happening in Abuja is a toss of power. Of course, this is not a political talk show, so I honestly don't know if that's the situation. But the only thing I can recommend basically is that let us see how events are going to unfold in Abuja, and before we start making investment, because Abuja is also another fantastic investment destination. So as I round off, if you have questions, you can drop your questions on the comment section. You can send your questions to us on any of these WhatsApp numbers that we have highlighted. Of course, you can drop your questions there. You can say, of course, they are WhatsApp enabled. You can send us a message on WhatsApp. You can privatize us. So let's talk about the Lagos real estate 2025 real estate markets, trends and opportunities. And I'm also going to have other live sessions where I'll be talking about title documentation. We are working actively also with some of our people in Alausa, so we can get an accurate fee for the present cost of getting a C of O, a governor's consent. So we have not gotten anything concrete. That's why we have not been able to relate this to you. So thank you very much for everybody that have joined us. So on Sunday by 5 p.m, God's willing, we're also going to be having another live session when I'll be talking about how you should approach the 2025 real estate markets. I'm going to be talking about the opportunities. I'm going to be talking about the trends. I'm going to be exposing you to some of those corny things that some companies may want to do to siphon you. So you obviously want to keep it locked down here. Of course, I'll also be sending notification on when we are coming live on that Sunday. By God's grace, it's going to be by 5 p.m. Trust me, you don't want to miss any part of our live session, because this year we are dedicated towards informing you. You may not be in the country. Be rest assured that you will get first class information of what is happening in the country right from us at King's Court Properties. So I want to quickly say a very big thank you to everybody. Once again, if you have questions, I don't want this live session to be extensively long, so please join us on Sunday 5 p.m. Nigerian time. We're also going to be having another interactive, educative, informative sessions here. And I also want to thank everybody who have worked with us last year. You will know basically that your priority is obviously our concern, and we are working so hard to ensure that you don't lose a dime to any form of real estate investment here in Lagos, Nigeria. Thank you very much. See you all on Sunday as we discuss the 2025 real estate market, the opportunities, the trends, as well as the investment risks. So Sunday is another time on 4th January 2025. Thank you very much, and I'll see you on Sunday. Bye for now.